Hi Virgo, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Virgo, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the sun card, right? So sunny blessings to you, and the sun is actually beaming here today in the UK, so it looks like you brought it with you. Thank you very much for that. With that said though, you've got the sun card. Remember, this is the cosmic green light. Yes, your ruler Mercury is about to, in fact, as we start this week on the 17th, Mercury, your ruler, is retrograde in the sign of Aquarius, moving back toward the sign of Capricorn. Will go into Capricorn and then obviously will start to make its way forward again. But with that being said, Venus is also retrograde at the moment and will be till the 29th of January. In a lot of ways, that Venus retrograde is being very nice to you, because although it's retrograde in an earth sign, which means it's trining an easy or harmonious energy or aspect to your sun, your moon or your ascendant, right? So this means that in some way, shape or form, old ideas, old connections, old partnerships, old collaborations, old lovers, for those of you that are open to that, could make their way back into your life. There is a harmonious energy coming from that Venusian energy, and when your ruler Mercury retrogrades back into the sign of Capricorn, that will also provide you with a harmonious energy. So it's not all doom and gloom, right? This is actually pretty good for you. Now, that being said, you've got this, and on the 17th, we've got a powerful full moon in the sign of Cancer, right? So this is going to, the start to the week at least, is going to be quite intense for everybody. So I will say to you, you bring the light this week. You bring the ease. You bring the fun. You bring the breath of fresh air that everybody needs. Be on hand for your people, for your partner, for your crew, your family. You know, whoever your people are, be on hand for them this week, right? Because you're experiencing this a lot lighter and brighter than everybody else, and they're going to need you, quite frankly. All right. Now, with that being said, I love this card because it's ultimate light, heat, blessings, abundance and joy. If you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose, and this resonates, hit that subscribe button. For your actions and options this week, you've got the 9 of Cups. This is beautiful, right? If you have been feeling like you've been under it, whether this is physically, mentally, spiritually, all of the above, this week you get your mojo back, honey. Okay, I'm here for it. I love this. Remember, the 9 of Cups has a very powerful healing element to it. Coupled with the Sun card, this is the kind of soul peace, right? This is the peace, the ease, it's like that soul breath that you take, right? And sometimes it's a place, sometimes it's a space, sometimes it's a person. I know there are a few places dotted around Berkshire, in the place that I live here in the UK. There's one in particular, right? Like literally the second I drive through the gateway, my entire being just goes, right? It's like, it's a place that's done that for me since I was 15. This week though, it comes from within. It's not from a place. It's not anybody else doing this for you or giving this to you. This comes from within this week. There's a profound sense of healing, but more importantly, a profound peace that is going to wash over you. And it's really important that you find a way to like give a little bit of that to everybody. All right. We all need this at this moment in time. I'm pretty sure you agree. Now, that being said, this is also wish fulfillment, right? But here's the really fun thing. This week, you get to fulfill somebody else's wish, right? So pay attention to the requests that you get this week. So if somebody asks you for something, you know, if it's like something really trivial, obviously, like if they say to you, oh, you know, can you lend me $1 or £1 or, you know, have you got a cup of sugar? it's probably not fulfilling somebody's, greatest wish, right? But pay attention to the requests that come into you this week, because one of them may literally be the universe putting you in the right place at the right time to fulfill a big wish of somebody else's. And that is, the good karma that you rack up, don't do it for that, obviously, but the good karma that you rack up from that for your communications and conversations. So you got the Five of Cups. It's underneath the Sun card. We ain't even worried about this, right? What this suggests to me is an idea that you have to grow something, change something, or push something ahead may not go ahead in the exact plan or in the exact guise that you had hoped it would. The Five of Cups here with this Sun card is literally like whatever is not going ahead in the way that you planned this week, it's just a cosmic sat-nav reroute, and it really is for the better. It's right underneath the Sun card. For a select few of you, for those of you that are employed by somebody else, I actually feel like this week you could be almost like maybe your boss comes to you and says, look, we had asked you to do this, and actually now we're going in a different direction. So it's like something that has been cancelled, maybe something that you were anticipating, some hard work that you would need to do, or some kind of slack that you thought you were going to have to pick up. You find out that you don't have to do it this week. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, people that work for themselves, similar kind of energy, right? So this kind of suggests to me that let's say this week you had planned to launch a certain thing, and it's like, oh crap, I can't do it this week because something else pops up. And I kind of feel like the something else that pops up is like a really good opportunity of some sort, right? So this could be, what would be a good example? Like, I don't know, I can't launch that product this week because a really big name has asked me to do their ... right? And you're like, I've had to rearrange my schedule to accommodate this really high profile client or a celebrity client, or like all of the above, right? Or maybe you've been invited to a show of some sort. When it comes to those of you that are retired or no longer working, in a way, this kind of suggests that some form of travel that you might have planned this week isn't going ahead. But what this collectively says to me is you will have just as good a time where you are than you would have if you were traveling. And it does suggest that the travel that you're either not going to be able to take at the moment, or maybe can't afford at the moment, will show up for you elsewhere, and probably in stellar fashion. For your love and relations, look at this. You've got the Two of Cups. How beautiful is that? Right underneath the Nine of Cups. This is, for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this is a lot of water energy, right? We've got the Nine of Cups, we've got the Five of Cups, we've got the Two of Cups, all blessed by the Sun card, right? So this is for me, this is good emotion. This is emotional intelligence in action. That's you guys putting this stuff sort of like into practice, so to speak. If you are partnered, married, or in long-term commitment, something that you guys have been either working on getting ready together is now starting to shape up or take form. You've got this underneath the Nine of Cups, which suggests that for some of you, a partner may make a request of you this week. They might say something to you where they say, look, you know what, I really want to do this. And while it might seem like something really mundane to you, you could be fulfilling a very big wish for them. So pay attention to the requests that come in. When it comes to those of you that are single and looking and ready to mingle, this kind of feels like second chance energy to me. I almost get this feeling like, maybe you'd said to yourself like, oh, well, obviously, maybe the conversation has fizzled out with somebody and you thought, oh, it would have been really nice if it was them because I really like them. They could come back this week and say to you, look, you know what, I'm really sorry, but I've had a family crisis to deal with. I didn't have any extra time. Maybe I was on a work trip and I lost my phone. Like, there's something this week where somebody that you thought was a potential partner and or lover is coming back into the fold. All right, so this is good. For your money and materials, you've got the Magician card. So, I mean, when you got the Magician and the money, you're doing well. It is underneath the Five of Cups, which suggests maybe a revenue stream that you had previously maybe there has been a halt to this, right? And it kind of feels like one of these moments, you know, like let's say you launch a product on your website and you don't realize it, but the payment gateway isn't working. This could be a week where you're having to rectify something like that, and you realize, oh crap, you know, like, and all these people are messaging you and they're like, oh, you know, I can't, the purchase won't go through, you know, maybe my bank won't let it go through, like, is there any other way for me to pay? Like, there's something that's going to need to be adjusted here. Remember, this card does represent Mercury, your ruler, as well. So if there are any challenges or issues, they will be short-lived, all right? Do not panic. This is still a very great week for money. It just looks like you're going to have to do some form of adjustment. Now, when it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Magician card usually speaks to me of some big change that you're making on the physical level, right? Because the Magician card is about bending reality, right, to your will. But this is in your body sector, which tells me some of you maybe have just recently found out that you are, hazard a professional educated guess, anemic, right? Which means you've now got to start to shift your diet towards getting more iron. Maybe you find out that your thyroid is under or overactive, and now you have to start, like, there's something here where you're having to shift what you do. You're having to change something fundamental in order to support your body. I'm not a doctor, can't give you medical advice, but these are the things that tend to come up when it comes to your physical health and your home, because I've already just done that. When it comes to your home and environment, the Magician card always, when it comes to home, the Magician card suggests to me that you're making the home more of a base of operations, all right? Whatever that might mean to you. For your full moon message, ooh, okay. You've got the Gate 45 and Regal, right? So this card always talks about leading by example. Remember what I said to you with this energy, right? This week you've got that, you're glowing, you're like this ball of sunshine and light and happiness and joy. You need to find a way to spread that towards all of the people that you are connected to, all of the people that you love, know and care about. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.